Hello, my name is Sebbi and welcome back to the coffee break in Minecraft. Today is Sunday, July 5th, 2020. Apparently we do have an unwanted guest right at our doorsteps who most likely has expired, so let's just make sure that this guy indeed is gone. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. I think we are safe. So, yes, I'm back. I'm finally back. The break was a little bit longer than anticipated. Initially, I wanted to return to my place. Here are the remains of the unwanted guest. That's fine. Initially, I wanted to get back to my place on Thursday, but I decided to stay a few days longer at my parents', so I returned yesterday to my place, and in this way there was no chance to record an episode of the coffee break while I was away. And yeah, so now we are back. Now we are back. And I do have lots of things to talk about. But first, I need to get my bearings again. Yesterday evening I recorded an episode of SnowRunner, and it felt rather weird because there was this longish break between the time I recorded the last episode of SnowRunner and the episode I recorded yesterday. It's a little bit similar now with Minecraft. I mean, it's just... Is it a week? No, it's a little bit more than a week, right? The last episode was Wednesday, and now it's Sunday. Yeah, so it's a little bit more than a week. We missed out two episodes. Two? Yes, we missed out two episodes of the coffee break. And yeah, now I need to get my bearings again. I need to find out what I was up to, what I was doing, so that I can proceed with what I'm doing. I know that I am working on the museum, but I'm not quite sure what exactly I wanted to do next. I just saw the stone cutter, so I'm quite sure that I wanted to cut some stones. That's for sure. Let's put it down here. All right. And check out the state of the roof. I got some andesite, some polished andesite, which is nice. So I can use this one. Right, I was about to place some glass. That's nice. And yeah, then I need to come up with an idea how to build the roof itself. And right, yes, I needed stone for filling in this gap. Okay, let's do this. So yeah, this longish break between recording the last few episodes of any of the ongoing series resulted a little bit in some kind of what was I doing exactly? Especially with SnowRunner, with all those missions and tasks and objectives and whatnot. It felt a little bit weird to find out what's the next thing I need to do, basically. But I think we will get back to normal and we will get our bearings pretty quickly again. So yeah, let's see. Have I produced some glass? I did. I produced some glass, which is nice. So I can finish the skylight and pool, which is cool. So yeah, I'm back. Last time I was talking about the upcoming vacation trip to the East Frisian Islands, and it was perfect. It was really perfect. We got there on Friday, so not last Friday, but 1 week ago, the Friday, and at first the weather was a little bit demanding, so to say, because it was rather calm. I mean, there was some wind, but it was not really strong wind, and the temperatures were quite high. It was sunny all day long, so basically it's a perfect weather for being at the beach and being at the sea. But on the other hand, when you want to explore and walk and do things, then it's maybe a bit too warm. Also, as you should already know by now, I enjoy running, and so I also wanted to use the opportunity to run a little bit in this region, which I did. Was really nice. I did a run every day. The first day was just a rather short run to stretch my legs after having arrived, and I think this is cool. I think this is super cool. That's exactly what I like. And yeah, this was nice. The next day, so Saturday, I had the idea. We've been on one of the, as I said, East Frisian Islands. We've been to the most eastern one. Well, not the true most eastern one, because the true most eastern one has no inhabitants. But we've been to the most eastern one that has inhabitants, so in Wangerooge. And the island is not super small, but also not big. So my idea was, hey, let's run around the entire island. That's what I did on Saturday morning. In the end, it was exactly a half marathon, which was rather cool. I haven't planned, or I don't want to run another half marathon, because the weekend before I ran a half marathon to celebrate solstice, the summer solstice. But yeah, and it just happened. It just happened on a natural basis that I ran another half marathon. So this was really cool, and it was really amazing. It was also some kind of a roller coaster run, which most likely was due to the weather. As I said, it was the first days, it was really warm and hot, and so despite starting in the morning, the sun was already shining from a clear blue sky. The wind was coming from a direction, so that the first part of my run I had tailwind, which normally is nice, but when you're in hot climate and hot weather, you rather like to have headwind, because if you run with the wind, you have no cooling effect. You're even sometimes, when the wind is at the right speed, when the wind speed is strong enough or slow enough, depending on your running speed, then you have absolutely no movement of the air anymore. So you don't have the normal wind, the draft you would normally experience when you're running. This is also removed, because hey, you're moving with the air, and this results in a very bad situation. When the sun is shining, there's absolutely no movement of the air, and because you run at the same speed as the air. So this was really demanding. Oh man, the first few kilometers I thought, okay, maybe I won't run. Ooh, it's finished. Maybe I won't run around the entire island, but after reaching the first turning point, I was facing the wind and I started to cool off a bit, which really then resulted in me feeling better and feeling like, okay, this is cool. That's nice. Let's do this. Then I came along the runway of the local airport. There I observed a few planes taking off, which was really nice because you were basically running next to it. So like, here's the walkway, and a few meters, 100 meters or so, is the runway, and you were right running right next to it, and you saw how the plane took off. This was cool. It was really nice. Then as I was approaching my next turning point, or where I thought I wanted to do a turning point, because it heavily depends on the tides. When there are high tides, you can only run until to a very specific spot. Then you would be either in the water or just in very, very loose sand, which is also not fun for running. Luckily, there was low tides, and I mean, when you're on the wet sand, it's much harder, and you can easily run on it. Well, unless it's too wet, and then you sink into the sand. This is then a different problem. But as I got there and I saw that, okay, we have low tides, could be good for continuing a bit, a group of runners approached me, and I was just surprised because it was really a larger group. Well, let's say 6 people. Let's say it were 6 people, and they were all looking well equipped. So I thought, hey, cool. There seems to be a nice running group or so. I continued a bit, and I encountered another runner, and we started to talk. He has organized some kind of marathon event on this island exactly that day. Due to COVID-19, of course, it couldn't have been a large running event, so the maximum were 10 participants, and also no starting numbers, no event around the running event itself. But yeah, this runner is a 85-year-old runner who was running a half marathon that day. I think others were running a full marathon. And it was really interesting because then he said to me, hey, wow, nice to see you, and really ashamed that we met now because of the 10 participants. 2 or 1 couldn't start, and so we had a few positions left open. It would have been great if you would have joined us. So this was really nice, and was really some kind of super motivating talk to this 85-year-old man who was just running for fun. And I mean, 85 years. I think when you're still alive with 85 years, you can be super happy. And this one is running a half marathon, so this was super motivating. And so I thought, okay, you came from the direction, or you came from a point where I initially thought I wouldn't be running anymore because of the water and the wet sand and so on, but looked good, so I continued that way a little bit, and turned out that I nearly reached the eastmost end of the island, which at first I thought wasn't possible. And so I haven't really run all around the island, because if you want to run all around the island, you have to run on the shore and on the beach, and that's not fun and that easy. But I used most of the paved, or at least true walkways to run, and so I circumnavigated the entire island, which was cool, and in the end it turned out to be a half marathon. This was great. This was really a great run, especially with all the ups and downs. At first with the hot temperature and no wind, no draft from running, nothing. It was just hot. It was just bad. To meeting a 85-year-old runner who is super happy about this. So this was cool. This was really nice. And yeah, then we of course did some normal beach walks. The first day, so Saturday, after having run the half marathon, then walking with my parents, basically exactly the same way, which is not so a surprise, because when you run around the entire island, then there are not many options to see new terrain, so to say. But yeah, we did the trip to the east, which was really cool, because as we got to the point I was just talking about with the wet sand and so on, I was able to retrace my steps. And by retracing my steps, I really mean retracing my steps, because I thought, I think I should do some more progress with the build here. Do I want to go for the cobblestone walls? And because then I could start to place them. I mean, this would make things look a little bit different. Having cobblestone up here. And we already use cobblestone down there, so... Or I might need to go for... Or I could repeat the pattern we have down there. Changing between cobblestone and diorite. This might also be a thing. I mean, I need diorite anyway for the roof, I guess. Yeah, that was cool because I found all the footprints of mine in the wet sand, and I followed them, and this was cool. This was really cool taking a few photos. Like, okay, I've been running here, like taking pictures of the footprints on the surface of the moon or so. So this was cool. It was really nice. And yeah, the next day I just did a short run. I ran around basically the village on this island, and I think I need to turn all of them into cobblestone walls. Let's do this. And yeah, this was nice. A little bit along the beach, through some parks. Was a nice run. On Sunday then we walked to the west of the island, which was also nice. And okay, this will be diorite, so here we have cobblestone. I hope this will look good, and that in the end I will realize that, okay, this isn't really the right thing to do. Yeah, so this was really a nice thing. On, I think it was Saturday, we've been also quite lucky to observe the perfect sunset, so the sun was really melting to the ocean, which was cool. Melting to the sea, rather. It's not, the North Sea is not an ocean. On, was it Saturday? Yes, I think it was Saturday. Yes, it was Saturday. This was a good thing because, as I said, there was not much strong wind, and so there weren't big waves at the beach, which was nice. So I went swimming. I went swimming in the North Sea on a Saturday evening. This was super cool. It was the first time swimming since February, as COVID-19 started. So felt really good. I noticed that, okay, I'm a little bit out of practice, but it was not like I completely forgot how to swim the crawl stroke, the freestyle stroke. No, this was perfect, and also thanks to the salty water, it was super easy to swim. The only problem was that I was a little bit out of practice with breathing, so this, I think I need to just get back into swimming again to get used to it. Although I think I can contribute a little bit this to the different environment, because so far I was just swimming in the pool, and there you do have clear water and everything is fine, but at those sandy beaches the water wasn't clear. It was, well, you couldn't see that far, and I think it was it wasn't really deep. It was just, ooh, we do have some diorite walls, that's perfect. It wasn't really deep, so sometimes I touched the the ground with my arms by swimming. But I couldn't see the ground. The water was that, well, sandy or full of floaty things that you couldn't see the ground, and this might have has also resulted in, well, some additional anxiety or something like this, where I was then, yeah, maybe a bit not nervous or so, but this also resulted in maybe not being a little bit out of practice with breathing. But I think if I would have continued for a little bit longer, it would have become normal again. So this was cool. Swimming again, swimming in the seas, doing some open water swimming. And yeah, this was nice. It was really a nice stay there. Sunday, as I said, we've walked to the west, which was also nice. It was also interesting with the weather, because Sunday we had some more wind again, so there have been some more waves, and also unfortunately some rain. We were lucky, we always found some kind of shelter when it was raining, so there were just a few showers of rain. So this was good. And I think I need to return because it's already nighttime. And yeah, there was this. So Monday we returned home. I, as I said, initially wanted to drive back to my place on Thursday, but I found it a little bit after being at first basically traveling. So I got to my parents on Thursday. On Friday we left for Northsea. We returned on Monday. On Wednesday afternoon, late afternoon, I had another appointment. And all in all, it felt a little bit like, okay, it would be just stressful, because I also wanted to be back at a certain time at my place if I would have left on Thursday. So I decided, okay, let's stay there and let's stay at my parents until Saturday. And I think it was the right decision, because it was quite easy to creeper. It was quite easy and relaxing to drive on Saturday. So yeah, this was nice, but that's also why it's been a bit longer of a break than anticipated. But yeah, cool. Also, while I was at my parents', I managed to finally get a haircut. I haven't had a haircut this year, so I think my last haircut was sometime before Christmas, 2019 or so. Then came COVID-19, so no haircuts, and hair was really getting longer. Luckily, I do have some natural curls, so it does not look that long, although they are long, but it was warm. It was really warm. So yeah, hairs have been cut. Ooh, the museum gets more and more prominent. That's cool. I like that. And yeah, so lots of things happened. I think I gave a pretty good overview of the last few days. Maybe I missed something. I need to reflect on the last few days, and on this episode maybe I have more things to talk about next time. I hope you will be joining me next time, because now we have reached the end of this very episode. Thank you so much for watching. Until then, my name is Sebbi. See you!